All right, so let's talk about one of everybody's favorite topics around home inspections, and that is killing deals. It is one of the biggest concerns that agents have when getting a home inspection done, and it's completely understandable. And the realistic part is also something you can't really control, right? So you can't control what a home inspector says, and you can't control what's in the house. And that's why home inspections can be so scary. So we've done close to 10,000 transactions at the time of shooting this, and put together a list of 5 things that you can do as a real estate agent in order to help mitigate that risk of a deal falling apart during a home inspection. The number one is delivering the expectations to your client consistently through the process. Having them understand what a home inspection is, that it is a snapshot in time, that we're here to catch the major things. It is going to feel overwhelming, but also understanding that no house is perfect. Everything is fixable. Some things are negotiable, and that you're there for them on the backside. And that's super important because we're having to explain to a lot of clients what the due diligence repair process looks like, because the agents haven't prepped them ahead of time and aren't on the inspection with them. So if you can't be on the inspection with them, give them the expectations ahead of time. Hey, look, you're going to get the report. It's going to feel overwhelming. Don't panic. Let's process this report. Let's go through it together. Here's how I handle seller negotiations, and I got you taken care of. The second one is understanding your client's situation. So understanding what their available cash looks like, that they're not spending every dime they have on the down payment and due diligence, and that they have a little bit of budget left over. And if they can't, then maybe new construction is a good example, or maybe a freshly flipped house that is in good condition is an idea of what they might need, instead of that fixer-upper that's in a cute area of town that they can see the potential in. Or maybe it means that they need to wait 6 months to a year to build up a little bit more cash to do that, right? Also understanding what they're willing to take on and what they're not. We've had clients that have said, if you find X, Y, and Z, I'm not buying a house, period, right? Know what those issues are ahead of time so that you know what they are, so that we know what they are, so that we can help coach them through that situation. Because sometimes, like termites have been in a lot of houses. We've had clients that say, hey, if there's termites here, I don't want it. Well, that doesn't mean that the house is in bad condition and you can take care of termites, right? So like, help us help you in helping coach them through that situation, right? The third one is training yourself as the realtor on how to identify what these big issues potentially are when you go and see the house, right? How do you help identify what potentially are structural concerns? You're not the home inspector, but there are things that you can see while showing a house that might give you an idea of what's to come. How do you find potential moisture issues? What's the age of the systems in the house, the roof, the HVAC, the water heater, the different components that are going to cost a lot to fix. So train yourself on how to do that, or work with us and work with a home inspector on getting you some training on that. The fourth is approaching negotiations the right way. I think a lot of clients don't have a full financial understanding on when they should actually back away versus when they should stay in a deal. Have that conversation before the negotiations start so that you have the leeway and the ability to really navigate that transaction and get what you need out of it. Set the expectation ahead of time. Also understanding that, like, when you make an offer, maybe instead of trying to drive the price down, that you negotiate seller paid closing costs or concessions so that you have some room to work with on the repair side if you can't get what you want during the repair process. Number 5, and probably one of the more important ones, is leveraging your relationships to help navigate these transactions. It's one of the biggest mistakes that we see agents with consistently. Is I've watched deals literally come to the brink of falling apart over a $5 part. And all they had to do was give us a call and say, hey, the deal is hinging on this. Tell me a little bit more about it. What's the fix? How expensive is it going to be? Now, the advantage is, at Home Team, we can get you some quotes on the back end of things to help you understand that better too. But, lean on your inspectors, lean on your contractors to help show your client, like, hey guys, this isn't that big of a deal. It's going to cost you $50 with the handyman to fix it. There's no need to back away from a deal with that. And maybe that comes into part of the negotiations on how you handle that with your client. So again, the first one, expectations. The second, understanding your client's situation. The third, training yourself on how to identify these issues ahead of time. The fourth is being wise about how you approach negotiations. And the fifth one, leverage your relationships to, again, help you win the deal, make you look like a rock star to your client, and win the day.